Welcome to You Can Be Healed with Connie, Episode 9. Know your worth and never devalue yourself. Hello everyone, thank you for listening wherever you are. This is Connie. I am a certified theta healer and I do emotional healing. I help people heal and release their emotional pain and past traumas. The purpose of this podcast is to help you improve your emotional health and to let you know that you are never too late or too broken to be healed, regardless of your past. I also want to inspire you to live a much more fulfilling, purposeful, loving, and happier life that you truly deserve, because you do, and that is your birthright. What you need to do is commit yourself to heal and make the rest of your life the best of your life. In this episode, I want to share with you that you are enough, you are worthy, you are unique, and you are important. Never ever underestimate the true value within you. Now, let's get started. We all know how our sense of self-worth affects us. But we rarely stop and think about how we are doing our calculations. And guess what? Most of the time, we blindly allow and let others to put the wrong value on ourselves, and we believe in them. I want to share this story from a well-known motivational speaker, Jeremy Anderson, with you. In one of his seminars, Jeremy started off by holding up a $100 bill in a room of 200 people, and he asked, who would like to have this 100 bill? Hands started going up. He said, I'm going to give this 100 to one of you, but first, let me do this. He proceeded to crumble up the $100 bill. He then asked, who still wants it? Still the hands were up in the air. Well, he replied, what if I do this? Then he dropped the bill on the floor and started to grind it with his shoe. He picked it up. Now the bill is crumbled and dirty. He asked, now who still wants it? Many hands still up. Then he said, my friends, you all have just learned a very valuable lesson. No matter what I did to the money, you still wanted it, because it did not decrease in value. It's still worth $100. It's so inspiring and it's so true. Perhaps many times in our lives, we are dropped, crumbled, and ground into the dirt by the decisions we make or the circumstances that come our way. We feel we are worthless, but no matter what has happened or what will happen, you never lose your value. Nothing we go through can take away our self-worth. We may feel abused, mistreated, and even broken, but we will always emerge with the same intrinsic value we've always had. You are still priceless to those who love you. The worth of our lives comes not in what we do or who we know, but by who we are. I want you to know that you are special and you are worthy. Don't ever forget it. I would also like you to keep this in mind. First, your job doesn't define your self-worth. No matter the type of job you have or how much you love or hate it, your job doesn't define who you are as a person. And no matter what your role is, from an office employee to a cleaner, a garbage collector, or whatever it is, you still have your value and your role is important. In fact, I can't imagine our community without a cleaner or garbage collector. I want to take this moment to appreciate you from the bottom of my heart to all your work for keeping our environment so clean and fresh. You are deeply appreciated. Don't let your job define your value, and every job serves a purpose regardless of your role. Remind yourself why you are doing this job and what you are getting out of it. There is a reason, and that reason, or what truly matters to you, perhaps is to pay the bills, the rent, or buy food for your family, and that's absolutely fine. The fact that everyone else see you didn't mean anything to you, and no one has any right to judge you. They could think whatever they wanted. You are the only one who knew the truth and your worth. You don't have to justify yourself to anyone. Your value does not decrease based upon someone's inability to see your worth. You are more than your job. You will feel so liberating if you give your job a different perspective regardless of your position. Second, your appearance doesn't define your self-worth. If you want to change the way you look, do it for yourself, not because you want to please others. And know that your physical appearance shouldn't define how worthy you are. A beautiful body or a handsome face won't last forever. If someone who mistreats you or disrespects you because of your appearance, you know what? You can remove them from your life with grace and compassion. Yet, that doesn't mean you shouldn't take care of your appearance. It's important to take good care of yourself and make yourself feel healthy, comfortable, and confident. Yet always remember to nourish your soul and spirit inside, because the true beauty is a radiance that originates from within and comes from inner security. Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. Third, other people's opinion and behavior don't define your self-worth. Self-worth requires the belief that the world is like a mirror. If people are judging you, it's because you are reflecting a part of them that they have yet to accept about themselves. Their judgment may hurt, but ultimately it's about them. It's not about you. It doesn't have to become your truth. And their judgment can only hurt you to the extent that you hold that judgment against yourself. The same happens for when you judge others. Whatever you see in someone else is something you have in you. To this end, self-worthy people are thankful for the challenging people in their lives because they see them as opportunities to learn more about themselves. And these people take heart in seeing the positive in others, because that means they can see those things in themselves as well. And stop comparing yourself to others. We are all traveling at different speeds in this life to different destinations. Now, I want you to know that success can come at any age, from any background, regardless of your past, as long as you believe in yourself. Here are a few very good examples. J.K. Rowling went from struggling single mom to the world's most successful author of Harry Potter. Her parents never received a college education. She lived for years on welfare as a single mother. Yet she was able to finish Harry Potter under that difficult situation, and the series have sold more than 500 million copies. And if you've ever watched the movie called The Pursuit of Happiness, played by Will Smith, it's based on the real story of Chris Gardner. Chris is a hardworking, caring, and loving father who struggles financially to provide for his son after his wife left him. Chris was evicted by their apartment. He and his son had become homeless, and they have to spend nights wherever they could, such as cheap motels, hostels, parks, and even in a public bathroom at a subway station. Chris and his son were homeless for about a year, At that time, he continued his internship in a finance company, and he never told his colleagues that he had no place to live. But being poor didn't stop him from being what he wanted. He believed that success depended only on his efforts, not fate or luck. He has a dream, he keeps it, and he goes after it. After going through considerably tough times, Chris passed the exam and obtained his license as a stockbroker and managed to get a stable job with a much better salary. Chris had gone from being homeless to being a respected and successful stockbroker and a multi-millionaire. KFC Chicken was created by Mr. Harlan Sanders. It wasn't until age 40 that he began selling chicken dishes in a service station. His recipe was rejected 1,009 times before anyone accepted it. If you are overwhelmed by rejection or discouraged by setbacks, remember the story of Mr. Harlan Sanders. He was fired from multiple jobs, ruined his legal career. He was set back by the Great Depression, yet still created one of the largest fast food chains in the world. Speaking of age, your age is just a number. Some people may say you're too young or too old, but that's just who you are at that moment. So just be. And you are never too late or too old to get started. There are also celebrities out there who went to prison in their early life, and that didn't stop them from being successful. Here, I'm not saying you have to be famous or to be super successful. You may not want that much, or you just want to have a simple life, and that's totally fine. You don't have to be ambitious if that's not what you want to be. Do whatever makes you happy, and that's more important. Yet, I want to tell you, there are always room for a better life if you want. The bottom line is, your worth is entirely up to you. You are worthy because you believe it, and you are, regardless of your job, your appearance, your age, your background. Remember that $100 bill. And let me repeat this again. Your value does not decrease based upon someone's inability to see your worth. You don't need approval from anyone. Look within and trust that you are enough, much more than you could ever imagine. Don't devalue yourself while placing value on someone else. You are worthy just as they are. If you are giving respect, make sure you are getting respect. Never accept anything less than you deserve. Remember, you teach people how to treat you. I hope you've learned your value from this episode. Thanks again for listening wherever you are. Do remember to subscribe to my YouTube. That will mean a lot to me. And I wish you all joy, happiness, love, health, and abundance. I will see you in my next episode.